We are on the horizon of the second biggest show of the year in WWE, Summerslam. Pretty big card, 8 matches. What's going on, everybody? This is Joseph Conlon coming to you with your SummerSlam preview and predictions on Friday, August 21st, 2020. And today, I want to welcome a very good friend of mine here on the Big Fight Field channel. Me and him are going to talk about SummerSlam. Ladies and gentlemen, my friend, Kevin Cabeza. How are you doing today, Kevin?
Not bad.
We're going to talk about SummerSlam, eight matches. What are your thoughts? What do you think? What are your thoughts on SummerSlam this year? Before we talk about the matches so far,
Pretty disappointing. The card doesn't really look all that great.
yeah. I mean, we got a couple matches that are eye-opening that I'm looking forward to. Most of them are not. But before we talk about SummerSlam, I want to talk about something that I saw on Twitter. I was out and about, doing stuff for 2 hours. I come home, I go on my timeline on Twitter, and everyone's talking about the Thunderdome. And I'm like, oh, it's probably just excitement for the Thunderdome tomorrow night. But no, it's the actual Thunderdome. And you got all these people on the big LED board. They said 1,000 people on 2,500 square feet of LED board. And I thought, yikes. I don't think this is going to work for a long time. And I think the wrestlers are going to get distracted easily. That's my thoughts on it. What did you think when you saw that picture of the Thunderdome?
I'm going to tell you right now that I'm not a fan of it. I think that it's not what they need to be doing. But, I mean, it is what it is.
I guess it is what it is. But, I mean, another thing that I just pointed out was that it's a big eyesore. You know, it's very distracting, and you could get distracted easily. And I could see Vince McMahon in a month being like, "Oh, Bruce, this is a bad idea. We need to get rid of this." I don't know about you, but
I don't know. This is gonna take a while to get used to every week.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be tough, but in this pandemic era, we'll get by it. So, if you guys haven't already, before we talk about the SummerSlam preview and predictions, make sure you guys check out my Raw review from this past Monday, my NXT review with Gamers Goon, and my NXT TakeOver 30 preview and predictions here on the channel. I did those yesterday, so if you haven't checked that out, I would advise you go check that video out. Really good video talking about TakeOver 30 on tomorrow night. 8 matches. The tagline for this pay-per-view is, "You'll never see it coming." So I don't know about you, Kevin, but I got a lot of bold predictions to give out to the viewers about SummerSlam. Any bold predictions that you got? Like, if you got any bold predictions or anything, or no?
I think we might see Retribution at SummerSlam. Either that or Payback.
Ugh. Retribution. Ugh.
I know.
Oh my god. They're a joke already, but we got 8 matches. We're going to start it off with the United States Championship. We got MVP, the challenger, versus Apollo Crews, who's the United States Championship. I like the Hurt Business. I like MVP. I like Lashley. I like Shelton Benjamin. But over the past couple weeks, I can't take them seriously. They're being paired up with Ali, Ricochet, who are booked like losers. They are stuck in the 24/7 title garbage with R-Truth and Akira Tozawa's Ninjas. And they are always in 50-50 booking every single week on Monday Night Raw. And for that point alone, I can't really take the Hurt Business as a serious stable on Raw. And I don't know, it might be me, but I don't even think MVP deserves to get a shot at the United States Championship. What has he done to get this match against Apollo Crews, you know?
Yeah. I actually think MVP has been great on the microphone.
Oh yeah.
Not so much in the ring, but on the microphone, he's really delivered some great promos.
Oh yeah, absolutely. MVP, the manager, is great. I love MVP being the manager of the Hurt Business. It makes a lot of sense. But MVP out in the ring, I'm not a fan of it whatsoever. This should be Bobby Lashley versus Apollo Crews for the United States Championship. But I still think that's where we're going to. I don't see Apollo Crews losing the United States Championship. I see him winning. I see him holding on to that title for one more week until he drops that championship to Bobby Lashley. So I'm going with Apollo Crews to win this match. How about you?
I'm going with Apollo Crews as well. I actually was a fan of what they did by giving him the title. I don't know what Vince thinks about that decision, since it was a Paul Heyman decision, but we'll see.
Yep. But Apollo Crews and MVP. I'm going with Apollo Crews, and Kevin is going with Apollo Crews. Next up, we have hair versus hair. Mandy Rose versus Sonya Deville. And I want to get your thoughts on this matchup first, and then I will go after you.
I don't really see Mandy Rose losing the hair. Sonya Deville might take the loss here, in my opinion.
Alright, so you're going with Mandy Rose to win this match?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I don't think you'll probably be shocked when I say this, but nobody has said this. I'm going with Sonya Deville to win this match. I'm picking Sonya Deville to win this match, and she will attempt is the key word. She will try to shave Mandy Rose's hair off. But she's got that razor. The razor's going off. It's about to shave Mandy Rose. Out comes Otis. Otis is going to run out. He's going to say, "Don't shave my Peach's hair off. Whatever you do, do not shave my Peach's hair." He has the Money in the Bank briefcase in hand. He looks at the Money in the Bank briefcase, and he says to Sonya, "If you don't shave Mandy's hair, I will give you the Money in the Bank briefcase." And we will see Sonya Deville as Money in the Bank. Yes, you're probably like, well, Otis has the men's Money in the Bank. Why is he giving it to Sonya Deville? At the end of the day, we're talking about WWE here, and WWE is very illogical. And that's my bold prediction. And you will never see it coming. So at the end of the night, I think Sonya Deville will be Money in the Bank holder.
To be honest with you, I forgot Otis was even holding the briefcase. Because he hasn't been on TV.
A lot of people forgot Otis was holding the Money in the Bank briefcase. And there was a time where Otis was hot, and now he has really cooled off in the past couple months, you know?
Yeah.
Plus Otis was never gonna be the WWE champion. He was never gonna be the Universal Championship. So, I mean, why not take the briefcase off of him? I guess.
Yeah, sounds like a good decision.
Yeah. So he's going with Mandy, and I'm going with Sonya for the hair versus hair match. Let's move on to the SmackDown Women's Championship. We got Asuka, the challenger, versus Bayley, the champion. I think this is going to be pretty straightforward. Asuka and Bayley have about a solid 15-minute match. Bayley will cheat to win, and she will keep the SmackDown Women's Championship. And I really have nothing much to say about this match. What about you?
I think she's going to cheat as well, and it might add to the storyline of Sasha might get jealous that Bayley kept the title. And I'm getting ahead of myself here. So I'm going to let you go on to...
Well, I mean, we are now on to Sasha Banks and Asuka for the Raw Women's Championship. So whatever you had to say about that, I mean, give it. Go ahead.
I think Sasha might lose. Just knowing the track record that WWE has with giving her championships and then immediately taking them away.
Dude, that's the Sasha Banks track record. That's their deal.
I hate the fact that they do that, but I mean, this is Vince we're talking about.
Yeah, this is Vince, and this is Bruce. Sasha Banks has had, up to this one, before her first Raw Women's title reign, she had 4 championship reigns, and they were combined for 30 days. She had 4 women's title reigns, and they were combined for 30 days. That's an absolute disgrace, in my opinion. I don't know about you, but that's pathetic for a woman like Sasha Banks. Like that's I can't even put it to words. The woman.
I know.
But I mean, this is for the story. Bayley will probably try to help Sasha Banks. It will backfire. Asuka's gonna win, and the tension starts between Sasha Banks and Bayley. And then that Payback, they'll defend the women's tag team titles. I have no clue against who. Who do you think? If you had a guess, who would you think gets the shot at Banks and Bayley at Payback?
I was going to say Liv Morgan and Ruby Riott, but I'm not too sure.
I mean, they're a good candidate to take the titles off of Asuka and Bayley. I guess we'll just have to wait and see what happens down the line.
Yeah, I mean, they're the only other team in the division, so...
Well, I mean, you got the Iconics, but no one wants to see the Iconics.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, that'd be horrible, and that'd be a creative thing. Not a creative thing. I'm sorry, but another thing that they could do is Asuka and Shayna Baszler, and you can have Asuka and Shayna win the women's tag team titles, because WWE loves to do, can this tag team coexist and be able to defend the titles? They could do that with they'll do that with Asuka and Shayna Baszler, I think.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah. So moving on here, I hate this storyline. I really do. Raw Tag Team title match. We have Andrade and Angel Garza versus the Street Profits. Like I said, I am not a fan of this storyline whatsoever. They're doing a storyline because Montez Ford poisoned himself, and Zelina Vega was revealed as the poisoner, and they have Debbie Barnett from The Bachelorette involved in this, and it's just not good. It's horrible. I don't know about you, but I hate this shit so much.
I know, it's I don't even know who's supposed to... damn it, I fucked up. Yeah, I don't know about this.
Yeah, I don't know about it either. It's just the Street Profits, man. Do you remember when the Street Profits were cool?
Yeah, in NXT, man.
Yep.
Now it's just like, I don't want to see you on my television.
Yeah, this time last year, they were putting on a classic tag team match at NXT TakeOver Toronto against, who did they face at Toronto? Undisputed Era. That was a great match to open up TakeOver Toronto last year.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the only outcome I see of this is Garza and Andrade winning the Raw Tag Team titles and Street Profits getting a rematch at Payback. What about you?
The problem that I have with this match is that Angel and Andrade have they were put in that triple threat match without any. They had already lost to both the Viking Raiders and the Street Profits for the titles.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. That's a good point. They already lost to the Street Profits in a non-title match.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
yeah.
It really doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't make sense at all. And I mean, at the end of the day, it's tag team wrestling in WWE, and they don't care. You know, they don't care about tag team wrestling.
I mean, Kenny Omega and Hangman Page against the Young Bucks showed that tag team wrestling can be a draw. So I don't know why it's treated like this in WWE. It's just sad.
He told you the facts, folks. It's tag team wrestling is sad in the WWE. Let's talk about a street fight between Dominic Mysterio and Seth Rollins, and I'm actually looking forward to this match. a lot. This is the debut of Dominic Mysterio. He is being accompanied by his father, Rey Mysterio, with Seth Rollins accompanying Murphy. This feud between Seth Rollins and the Mysterios, it's been good outside of the whole eye for an eye thing with Rey Mysterio. That was terrible. But I think the build up for Dominic and Seth Rollins next to Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre has probably been the best built match going into SummerSlam. What do you think?
Yeah, I really liked the attack by Seth Rollins with the kendo stick a few weeks back.
That was brutal for sure. Dominic is an absolute beast for taking those 30 kendo shots to Rollins and Murphy, and the story is good. Dominic took a beating, and now you want to see him. You just want to see him beat the shit out of Seth Rollins at SummerSlam, and I think they're going to tell a really good story with this match. And Ray and Murphy, they're going to get involved. But I want to know what you think is going to happen first. So what do you think is going to happen?
I don't think Dominic's going to win, but being that they added the street fight stipulation, I think that is going to hide his weaknesses, and I'm going with Seth Rollins on this one.
Yeah, again, I got to agree with you. I'm going Seth Rollins. Dominic should not be beating a guy like Seth Rollins. In his first match, you could say all the shit about Seth Rollins you want. Yes, we know he says some dumb shit in interviews, but I don't think Dominic should be getting a victory over Seth Rollins yet. Mysterio and Murphy will get lots of involvement in this meet, and that will set up a tag team match at Payback between Rey Mysterio and Dominic versus Seth Rollins and Murphy, and that will be the final chapter to this feud between Seth Rollins and the Mysterios.
I do think Seth Rollins is gonna make him look good, and to go back on the other two matches for which I did not give predictions, I'm going with Sasha Banks and the Street Profits.
Oh, you're going with Sasha to beat Asuka?
Other way.
Oh, okay, all right. We're going with Asuka to beat Sasha and Andrade and Garza to beat the Street Profits. Alright, so we got two more matches here. Probably the two biggest matches on the card, in my opinion. Let's talk about the Universal Championship. We got The Fiend, Bray Wyatt, versus Braun Strowman. Now, there's only one way in and one way out of this match. The Fiend has to become the new Universal Champion. Braun Strowman has just had a piss-poor reign as the Universal Champion. He's done nothing with that championship, nothing to make it look good outside of a feud with Bray Wyatt, which at the end of the day is going to be very uneventful and not remembered by much. But Bray Wyatt's going to win the Universal Championship. I don't know how, though. Alexa Bliss is going to get involved. I don't know how she's going to play a role in this match, but all I know is Bray Wyatt's walking out of SummerSlam with that Universal Championship. And if he doesn't, that's a big mistake. Not bigger than him dropping the title to Goldberg, but this will kill The Fiend, I think.
Yeah, I don't think he should have dropped it in the first place to Goldberg, but, whatever. And Braun Strowman really hasn't done anything with it to make it important.
Yeah, Braun Strowman's just not important. He is a very boring character on WWE TV. He can't wrestle, and honestly, I can't wait till they get him off the television. I'm really just looking forward to this match, just to get the title on The Fiend and get that title off of Braun Strowman, because that title, that Universal Championship, is dying around the waist of Braun Strowman, in my opinion.
I'm actually surprised that they didn't put a stipulation on this match as well, being that Braun Strowman really can't wrestle. So.
Yeah, well, now that you brought that up, and maybe they do a rematch at Payback, and they have a stipulation. They could do that.
Yeah, I think Alexa Bliss might play a role in that match as well.
Yep, she'll play a role somehow, some way. But I'm going with The Fiend. You're going with The Fiend?
Yeah.
All right. Main event final match here to talk about on SummerSlam. We got WWE Championship. We got Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre. And I feel like the whole tagline of "You'll Never See It Coming" is wrapped around on this match and this match only. I've heard a couple people give their thoughts on the match and how they think it's going to end, but I want to hear what you have to say first before I give my solution. Because, like I said, this goes back to the Mandy and Sonya match. I don't think anybody sees this coming. What I have to say, so I want to hear what you have to say first.
Yeah, I don't want Drew McIntyre to lose the title, but being that Randy Orton has been doing some of the best work of his career, I think he's winning the title.
How do you think Ric Flair will get involved in the match? Is it going to be a clean finish, or what's going to happen, you think?
I think Ric Flair is going to play a role in that as well. I always skip out on the third hour of Raw because I just get bored.
I can't blame you.
So, yeah, I didn't see the low blow or the punt. I saw it later. I saw it on Twitter, but
Yeah, I mean, I can't blame you that you just skip out on the third hour of Raw. I mean, that third hour is dreadful to watch, but anyway.
They really need to go back to 2 hours.
Yeah, and they did you hear that? Getting a little bit off track here, but that's okay. Did you hear the Triple H conference call for the NXT TakeOver 30? He confirmed a draft in October, and it's going to involve NXT. And this is a big thumbs up, in my opinion.
Yeah, but I mean, as long as they don't move any of my NXT favorites up, I'm good.
Well, I mean, dude, they're going to move Keith Lee up once he loses the NXT Championship. Watch.
Yeah, they might move Adam Cole as well, and Vince is probably gonna take away the boom and the Bay as well.
Yeah,
yeah.
I still remember when Adam Cole was making his entrance in Survivor Series, and they played a clip of TakeOver in the War Games, and they did it during Adam Cole's boom, and I was like, oh my god, how do you mess that up? You know.
Yeah.
Terrible timing. Terrible timing, but back to Orton and McIntyre. I'm really looking forward to this match. This build has been great for Orton and McIntyre. Orton, you can make an argument that he's the best heel in the business right now. I would go with MJF, but I would go with MJF as the top heel, but you can make an argument of Orton being a good heel as well. But
I mean, I'm still not over the MJF promo from a few weeks ago. So I mean, Randy Orton, I can definitely see that being the case.
MJF, man, he's just on another level right now. But I'm going with Drew McIntyre to retain the WWE Championship. Why? I don't think Ric Flair's going to have an involvement in this match. Again, you'll never see it coming. There's a certain woman who nobody likes in the community. She is tall. She's blonde. Vince loves her. And her name is Charlotte Flair. So what I think happens is Charlotte... I might sound delusional here. I probably do sound delusional saying this. Charlotte Flair will cost Randy Orton the WWE Championship to get revenge for her father. And we will be on the brisk of a first time ever intergender match in WWE with Randy Orton and Charlotte Flair, with Drew McIntyre retaining the WWE Championship. I probably sound so delusional saying that. It's probably not going to happen, but I'm just throwing it out there to be fun. I'm going with McIntyre to retain.
I'm going with Randy Orton on this one. As much as I don't want to, I can't deny that the guy has done some of the best work in his career.
Yep, he's going with Randy Orton. I'm going with Drew McIntyre to retain the WWE Championship. Well, before we get out of here, I was thinking about this. Who would you like to see go up against Randy Orton for the WWE Championship?
There is nobody else that I can think of right now that maybe Aleister Black I'd like to see.
You could do Alistair. Yeah, I mean, you could do Alistair Black. You could do Kevin Owens, but I mean, Orton already beat Kevin Owens on Raw this week. Another one you could do, but they buried him on Raw this week. Ali, man, Mustafa Ali would be a good one, and he has history with Randy Orton as well. Are they gonna do it? Hell no, they're not gonna do it.
That's too smart for them to do.
Exactly.
I mean, they could go back to the eye injury as well.
Yeah, that's too creative for them. They would never do that. But oh my god, I wish that would happen. But that's too creative for WWE. Oh my god.
I would have also said Ricochet, but he's buried as well and completely unimportant. So never mind.
Yeah, absolutely. That is it for the SummerSlam preview and predictions. I want to thank you guys for watching this video. If you have not already, subscribe to the channel for some good content. We got the debuting Thunderdome tonight on SmackDown. As we said, we were talking about it earlier. First glimpse of it, it doesn't look too good. It looks kind of ridiculous. So we'll see how it comes on live television. But I'll give you my thoughts on the Thunderdome tomorrow night. Comment down below. I want to know your predictions for SummerSlam 2020. What do you think is going to happen at SummerSlam on Sunday night? If you like the preview from myself and Kevin Cabeza here, leave that thumbs up. Follow me on Twitter at Conlon_Joseph. Follow him on Twitter as well. Do you know your at on Twitter?
It's Kevin_Cabeza 14.
You got it. Kevin_Cabeza 14. Any last minute words before we get out of here?
Not much, except I'm not really going into this with much expectation at all.
I mean, that's...
other than the matches that I'm looking forward to, but...
That's kind of the trend with main roster pay-per-views lately, especially in 2020. But, Kevin, it was great having you on the channel today, man. I want to thank you for coming on, and you were a great guest, and I hope we could get a good SummerSlam on Sunday night.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for as well. Thank you for having me on.
Absolutely, man. No problem. This is Joseph Conlon. This is Kevin Cabeza signing out. I'll see you guys later tonight for SmackDown Review here on the Big Fight Field channel. Have a good one.